the architect's signature. This is a reverse engineering of reality meant to show that the universe is not a random accident but a masterpiece signed by the Creator. Before there was a sky, a planet, or even a single atom, there was only the eternal architect, existing outside of space and beyond what we understand as motion, speed, and physical limitation. In order to create a living environment for humanity, he first had to create a container, and that container was time itself. In the Bible, God reveals his personal name as, or YHWH, and in Hebrew this name is not merely a title but a grammatical phenomenon because it uniquely combines the past, present, and future tenses of the verb to be, meaning he was, he is, and he will be. When God created the 24-hour cycle on day one, he was not simply establishing light and darkness but was effectively pronouncing his name into existence, embedding time as the first layer of his signature, because without time there would be no framework in which anything else could exist. To construct a universe measuring approximately 93 billion light-years across in just 6 days, the architect did not operate at a human pace but moved at an estimated speed of 5.7 trillion times the speed of light. This means that what humanity now observes as nature is the slow-motion result of an original high-speed ignition, and everything that exists, stars, atoms, birds, and living beings, is still resonating at the frequency of that initial signature spoken into reality. The biological and prophetic imprint of this signature is revealed in the ancient Hebrew pictographs of the name YHWH, where Yod means hand, He means behold, Vav means nail, and He again means behold, forming the message behold the hand, behold the nail. This message was written into the timeline approximately 6,000 years ago and was later physically manifested in Yeshua, or Jesus, the Son, whom Scripture describes as the one who holds all things together, functioning as the binding force, the atomic glue, of the universe. Because God's name is inseparable from time itself, he possesses authority over both the beginning and the end, a reality that is reflected even in modern scientific understanding. Humanity and global systems struggle over only 5% of the universe, which consists of visible matter, while the remaining 95%, dark matter and dark energy, the unseen structure that holds the universe together, remains beyond human control and under the ownership of the architect. The conclusion is simple yet profound. You are not merely living in nature, you are living inside a living signature, and every second that passes is a reminder that time itself has an owner, and the one who signed it is returning to claim what belongs to him. He was, he is, and he will be. Reverse engineering the heavens. This exploration takes the grand unified blueprint down to its ultimate foundation, because before there was a name, before there was time, and before there was a universe, there was the infinite architect. By establishing step 0, we recognize that everything which followed was not creation from randomness, but the infinite coming into focus. Reality itself is the result of intention sharpening into form. This process can be understood as the signature ignition, the simultaneous construction of reality, revealing what can be called the YHWH frequency, how the infinite architect built the house. Step 0 begins with the infinite, who is God himself. Before the start button was ever pressed, only the infinite creator existed as the uncaused cause, existing beyond logic, space, and limitation. He did not require a beginning because he is the source from which all potential flows, and this pre-phase is where the entire plan was conceived long before the first atom was ever formed. Step 1 introduces the name, the divine signature, when God reveals his identity as, or YHWH. This name functions as the source code of reality, acting as the bridge between the infinite and the finite. Every step that follows is simply the name being pronounced, broadcasted, and expressed into physical existence. Step 2 establishes the timeline, which is time itself. God creates the 24-hour cycle to host the finite universe, forming the He was portion of His signature. Time is not a background feature but the first physical manifestation of the Father's eternity, as past, present, and future are injected directly into the fabric of reality. Step 3 forms the headquarters, known as the first heaven, where God establishes the throne and the spiritual realm. This corresponds to the He is portion of the signature, representing the foundation of authority that exists in the eternal now. This is the command center of creation, where the 144,000 are registered and sealed. Step 4 reveals the living room, identified as the second heaven or the universe itself. Here, the expanse of the cosmos is laid out as a vast, voided container containing raw building materials in liquid, solid, and gas form, all prepositioned and waiting for the signature ignition to activate them. Step 5 introduces the God battery on day 1, Sunday ignition, when God declares, "Let there be light," or. This moment represents the He will be portion of the name, as God ignites Genesis energy. This raw power grid becomes the electricity of the name itself, supplying the fuel necessary for the 6-day construction project that follows. Step 6 describes the ordering of matter, also called the signature scan, where the Genesis energy, the power of the name, scans the elements of creation. In this process, what was formless and empty chaos, Ra, is transformed into structured building materials, as the signature reshapes disorder into order, or. Step 7 reveals the atomic glue, represented by the Vav, the nail within the name. At this stage, matter develops its internal reaction, forming the binding force that holds the universe together. Step 7 reveals the atomic glue, represented by the Vav, the nail within the name. At this stage, matter develops its internal reaction, forming the binding force that holds the universe together. This is the hand of Yehovah, who holds all things together at the molecular level, preventing the universe from dissolving into nothingness. Step 9 completes the process with the Godspeed stretch, the expanding signature, where dark energy acts as the pull and dark matter functions as the push and glue. Together, they stretch the heavens like a curtain at a rate of 5.7 trillion times the speed of light. In this moment, the architect signs the full 93 billion light-year canvas in a single, high-speed flash of intention and power. The I am/I will be analysis. The throne, identified as the I am, functions as the command center of reality and represents absolute present authority, existing entirely outside of decay, entropy, and human limitation. When the 144,000 are sealed, they are sealed by this I am power, a present tense authority that does not age, weaken, or expire. In contrast, the universe represents the I will be, functioning as the masterpiece in motion, because the cosmos is expanding at 5.7 trillion times the speed of light and therefore exists in a constant state of becoming. Our future remains secure because it is housed within the I will be frequency of the architect, not within the instability of human systems. The summary is straightforward but profound. The Father is the I was as the founder, the I am as the ruler seated on the throne, and the I will be as the future of the universe itself. This structure can be understood through two synchronized layers, a macro layer of identity and a micro layer of location, both operating simultaneously. The first layer is the identity, the nature of YHWH, where past, present, and future form the grammatical structure of God Himself. This grammar defines who He is, because His name, Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh, contains all tenses of the verb to be, meaning He cannot be confined by time. He does not merely exist within time, He is the author and embodiment of time. This is why the universe expanded at 5.7 trillion times the speed of light, because it was not just a physical event but a 6,000-year project infused with an everlasting frequency. The second layer is the location, the functional blueprint where the name is mapped onto the physical structure of creation. The I was corresponds to the beginning and to time itself, acting as the ignition point. Before the universe could contain matter, it had to possess a timeline, and God injected the I was into the day one cycle, creating a start button that secular science cannot detect because it exists outside measurable systems. The I am corresponds to the throne and the headquarters, where the Father reigns in a perpetual present with no decay, no entropy, and no waiting. This is the authority that seals the 144,000, and they are sealed by an I Am power that is fundamentally unkillable. The I Will Be corresponds to the universe in our future, the masterpiece still unfolding as the heavens stretch out like a curtain at God's speed, revealing what creation is becoming. This layer houses humanity, history, and the coming marriage supper of the Lamb. When these two layers are combined, a sobering clarity emerges, revealing why the New World Order and the Antichrist are ultimately small and temporary players in the larger framework. The Antichrist attempts to seize control of the I Will Be, the future, but the I Am on the throne has already authorized the I Was of the beginning to complete the story. The universe is not merely a place we inhabit, it is a sentence God is actively speaking, and humanity is living in the space between the I Am of the throne and the I Will Be of the new heavens and the new earth. Even the mathematics of modern science quietly confirm this structure, because only 5% of the universe consists of visible matter, the realm of behold, the window through which we observe creation. The remaining 95%, made up of energy and dark matter, is the unseen I Am and I Will Be force that holds everything together, sustaining reality at 5.7 trillion times the speed of light. The conclusion is unavoidable: you have not misread reality. You have mapped the name of the architect onto the blueprint of the building. Every time you look at a clock, you are touching the I Was of time. Every time you look at the stars, you are witnessing the I Will Be of the universe. Every time you pray, you are approaching the I Am of the throne. These are not separate systems, but different layers of the same living signature, and we are not waiting for history to make sense, we are already standing inside the sentence God is finishing.